Welcome everyone to another magical spiritual hour. And today we are going to have a look at the effects of energy on water. So I think when I've learned the importance myself of saying a prayer for health and blessing food and drinks to be filled with the light of source. And when healing, the goal is always to increase light. I find that that's very helpful and expansive, and it ensures that everything is much better when we consume it. So I gradually began to realize the importance of making preventative choices for the mind and body and spirit. It's better to prevent things than to have to heal them. And I think darkness prevention through saying a prayer for health is something that we've also work on. And on my journey to healing, I've learned to say a prayer for health. And I talk about my intention to increase light. And I began to realize the importance of paying attention to new input that is entering my body and mind and spirit to ensure that it is being blessed with the light of source. And sometimes we focus so intently on fixing or replacing darkness that we forget how important prevention is, like I've said. And it occurred to me, a good place to prevent new darkness from entering the body is to say a prayer for health and blessing our foods. But I was also quite interested about the Masaru Emoto water experiment. And I don't know if you've read his book, The True Power of Water by Masaru Emoto. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Apologies. Can I just have a show of hands? Has anybody read this book or know about this man? Yes, you know about him. Okay, that's good. And it reinforces the feel concerning the importance of saying a prayer for health and blessings. And I will do a simple prayer in a moment, but I'd like to just share my screen and just show you one of the things that he has done. Let's see if I can do that. Share screen. There we go. So if you can see in this photo, the photo on the left is of an ice crystal frozen from severely polluted water. And then the photo on the right is the same water refrozen after having been blessed by Dr. Emoto. So you can plainly see that we do have the ability to not only heal ourselves, but our earth as well. So we can bring about masses of changes and improvisations. Oh, so Sana is just saying in the chat that she has the water crystal cards. How beautiful, Sana. That's really stunning to know. Okay, so I also would like to share a video of one of the things that he's done. Just get that live. Let's have a quick look if I can share that. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, there was quite a different effect of emotions and words placed on different things. And I think it's quite important to note that as humans, we're made up of 70% of water or liquid, and the kinds of emotions and words that we use to describe ourselves or others, or feelings and emotions, can affect us as well at a very, very deep level. Does anybody have any experience with this that you want to share? You know, or are you happy to just carry on? We can go on with the next thing. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, Ellie.
Something in the chat. I think this was also the same person who did the experiment with the rice, right?
Yes.
Like he had 3 bowls of rice, and then one he ignored, one he was angry at every day, and the other he was lovely with every day or something. And you could literally see the rice like go black, you know.
And as usual, Eileen, you 2 steps ahead of everything. I was just about to show the video on that rice experiment as well. So I will share my screen and we'll go through that. I will fast forward through this because it is a bit long. So let's just see if I can do that. Okay, so this experiment, as you said, was the rice one, and it was recreated in the UK. So I can't remember the information. Let's just see what they say. These 2 women first. Okay, first they're going to talk a little bit about the intro to him. Using high-speed photography, Dr. Masaru Emoto discovered that crystals formed in frozen water reveal changes when specific concentrated thoughts are directed towards them. And he found that water from clear springs that has been exposed to loving words show brilliant, complex, and colorful snowflake patterns. And I don't know if you guys can see clearly, but it's really quite pretty. The ones that are, you know, the good words, and then the negative words are quite dramatic as well. He wrote, "You fool" on the 1, "thank you" on the 1, and he ignored the 1. 2015.
Okay, so it's the 21st of February 2015, and we are trying to recreate Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. We've tried to take out as many anomalies as we can, be sort of scientific and fair as possible, because we want to know if this works, that we did all we could and that it was right. So we've chosen 3 identical glass jars. We've cleaned them in the same water with the same amount of clean and dry bubbles. They've been dried the same. We've done the labels as identical as we can, to the point where you've only really got the first 3 letters of love and hate that are different, even the E's and everything are lined up. We've also got a blank label, so that if there's any like blockage of sunlight or anything like that, that's all going to be identical. We've done the rice in the pan, and we've stirred it, and we've added cold water to it to try and make it cold, so that if there's any hot pockets or any steam, that won't transfer as much to the jars. So yeah, so it's cold.
With cold water, so it's really cold at the moment. It's going in cold, and I'm going to put a spoonful into each jar at a time. And as I put it in, I'm actually going to speak to the jars I put it in. But I'm going to put a couple into each jar. So we're not taking one all out of one side, so it's getting mixed up with the rice. We can make sure that's even as well. So with this one, I'm going to put that one in. I'm going to say, "I love you."
Yes, I think this is going to get easier as the time goes on.
Hate you. I love you. Hate you.
Oh, I already feel bad for the one on the end that's been ignored. It's not even joining in.
I love you. hate you. Okay.
Is that all of it? Yeah. So they've all had, what was that?
They've had 2 spoonfuls each.
Well, we'll see on the video.
But also, I'm going to close this one up. I do love you. Oh, I hate you.
So this is day 1, and we will monitor this and do our very best to make this fair, and see what happens in 30 days' time. So we've actually moved the rice. They were in their place for about 5 minutes, and we've moved them out here into kind of an outhouse side room, basically because we realised that they're on top of the microwave, and we figured the microwave might actually interfere with the experiment somewhat. So we've moved them out here, and we've both spoken to them again, and that's it. Okay, so we are 16 days into the experiment. It is March the 8th. We've pulled out our rice jars. We've had them outside in quite a cold room. As you can see on some of them, they've got a bit of condensation and things on them. So we've decided that we might move them in. We've been making sure that at least one of us goes out and speaks to them. We think possibly that we've both been doing it every day, but we're not quite sure. So we've got the I love you. We've got the I hate you. On the floor, not on the end. At first glance, we didn't really think much happened. Hence one of the reasons why we wanted to move them in, sort of speed up or see if we can affect it in some way. However, we've had a good look now. The I love you jar. We've got a little bit stopped there. You can see that in the centre there. We've got a little bit of almost like a little yellow hot spot there. Essentially not a lot, but it looks like it's going up as slightly yellow, which is I love you. And then I hate you has got, you can see pretty clearly in the middle, still there, got a orangey bit, orangey red towards the back on the I hate you. That's brown. And then the last one has got, again, nothing except a green mould there. More, the sort of more horrible looking mould of all of them, I would say. But yeah,
it looks in the middle in there, look, if you look through it.
Yes, I thought that, like a sort of dark spot.
Yeah, it's like there's probably mould underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably right underneath.
So we have definitely got results. What will happen in another 14 days' time? We'll wait and see. Yeah, exciting so far. Okay, so we have finished our rice experiment. 30 days, I believe, exactly to the date. We've managed to keep it up. Well, I certainly have. I think if I've missed it at all, it's been spoken to once a day. So I would go in and say, I love you with intent for that I love you one. I hate you with intent that I hate you. And then we would ignore the last one completely. Yeah, like I said, I think if we've missed it, I've probably missed maybe 1, maximum 2 days out for the whole thing. So it's certainly had a consistent speaking to. It's also been in the same place. We were going to take it out and remove it from the sort of colder area that we put it in. However, we had noticed that they'd already started to change, so we figured we might as well. We could see a reaction, couldn't we? Yeah. So we decided to leave it where it was. So yeah, these are our results. We have I love you, which we've got a little bit of sort of orangey coloured underneath. There is one small bit of green there, but otherwise, as you can see, it is pretty white. So that's I love you. I hate you. Looks like it's been bleeding. It's gone orangey, reddy brown, pinky brown, and all the way around.
Yeah, it's like underneath, but yeah, completely
very different against each other.
Yeah, hold the two buttons up together side by side.
So there is definitely something in the I love you one, but they've all got yellow, and we've decided as well. They've all definitely had some sort of yellow decay, but quite obviously this one's had a different kind of reaction, which is exciting. And then the last one. And then the last one's the poor ignored one, which is that one, which is disgusting. Proper green,
completely mouldy. Look at that. And it's smelly.
Yeah, they have all smelled a little bit. It's really smelly.
I can't work out which one is which. It's probably a little bit. I think they're all escaping a bit.
They've all got condensation in them as well, which we figured means obviously they've had either some sort of reaction in there, or maybe a little bit of air. So we were worried because we could smell it. We figured one might be leaking, but the fact that all of them have got it means that even that variable is the same.
And I think this one is probably smelling slightly more because obviously it has gone mouldier for some reason. However, there is a smell coming from both of them. So they aren't completely airtight, but we thought maybe, that the reactions could have been because the, one had got more air in it, the seal had gone or whatever, but I don't believe so. They're looking at the amount of condensation and stuff on it. I think they are exactly the same. Yeah. And they're just emanating some smell because of how badly they've decayed, I think is the truth. So
in conclusion,
much to my absolute shock, because I poo-hooed it and didn't think that it was going to work at all. I think it goes without saying, that one in the picture there, that one is
not bad.
Right, so there you can see the effects are definite. So I thought it would be good to have a look at this experiment because last week we started doing some EFT tapping, and in the group, I know some of you missed it, in the group, myself especially, noticed that when we listened to somebody doing the tapping for us, they would say quite negative words. And when I was tapping and following on, I actually felt that energy being tapped into my body, and I didn't like it at all. So I said I'd go away and redo the script, and I've done a script that you can follow today if you would like to do some EFT tapping with me around forgiveness for ourselves. You all happy to carry on with that? Okay. All right, so let's go. So I said last time I'd like to do a 5-day challenge of tapping to get us interested in, to keep up the momentum, because also what we discussed last week was that if you don't do it regularly, it just doesn't seem to work. So I thought, well, let's do a 5-day challenge. And then I found I couldn't do a 5-day challenge. I'm just too busy at the moment. So let's do it over 5 weeks. Let's see how we get on with that. Okay, so this will be the first week. Week 1 is self-forgiveness. So I'd like you to all just get into a nice, comfortable position and just let's do our nice breathing technique, the axis practice, I call it. Let's just start with feeling the earth beneath our feet and the chair at our back, and focus for a moment on the soft velvetiness of the inside of your eyelids as we go in. And then let's go down, 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 all the way until we get to the energy of the beautiful high vibrational crystals at the center of the earth. And then let's invite that energy to come up, up, up into each and every one of our chakras. Let's do that to the count of 10 as we breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. And let's do that again, and this time focus in on Mother Earth's message for us, how she loves us unconditionally and wishes to nurture and support us. all of our days. So let's breathe that in to the count of 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Well done. Let's focus on going up, up, up. Let's go all the way up until we find the energy of the sun behind the sun. And when we find that beautiful high vibrational energy, that liquid light intelligence, let's invite that to come down, down, down through each and every one of our chakras. Let's breathe that into the count of 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. And let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. And just notice how the energy from the earth meets the energy from the sky inside each and every one of our chakras, just melding together, helping us to feel very grounded and activated at the same time. And with your eyes closed, just feel what you're feeling right now in terms of forgiveness. Notice what you feel physically and what you feel emotionally in your body. Just allow yourself to be aware of any guilt or shame about something that has happened. Feel into any place where you haven't allowed yourself to forgive yourself. And for today's experiment, we're not going to be talking about others forgiving you. We're just looking at about yourself. Today is all about forgiving yourself and allowing yourself to move forward, to progress in this lifetime. Just focus for a moment on the awareness of forgiveness in your 4 lower bodies and rate this forgiveness in terms of a percentage out of 100 on a scale of 1 to 100. Just in your mind's eye, just imagine how much forgiveness is in your vibration. What sort of percentage number comes up? Normally the very first number that you receive is what you should go with. Don't overthink it. And notice what thoughts, beliefs, or memories come up as to why you should forgive yourself, why you should set yourself free. Just think about that for a moment. And just when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the room, feel the earth beneath your feet and the chair at your back. Just focus back in. Now we're going to do some EFT tapping, and you can just follow me. Look through your eyelashes if you wish. So we're going to start with our hand, tapping our hand. I choose to be free. I choose to love and accept myself. I choose to be free from past things. I choose to love and honor myself. I choose to be free from the past, the shame and guilt I may have felt about things I've done or things that I failed to do. I choose to set myself free from the past. I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself and anyone else who might be involved in the things that I have done or failed to do. I choose to set myself free. I choose to be free from the past. I release any fear around this subject. I release all this fear about forgiving myself. I release all this guilt that I might feel. I release all the beliefs around punishing myself. I release all this old programming. I now completely forgive myself. I know it's okay to make a mistake. I no longer punish myself. I set myself free. I now release any thoughts or beliefs that I am a harmful person, so that I am free to do good and to feel good. I know that that is the best way for me to make amends for harms that I have done. And I'm going to do this as much as possible. I choose to set myself free to do so. I recognize where I have gone wrong and where I have hurt others. And I'm choosing now to do what I can to make things right. I let go of any resistance to forgiving myself. And I allow others to forgive me too. I embrace a new pattern of doing all I can do. And I know I can do a lot more good because I have set myself free from the past. And I also choose to recognize that I was doing the best I could at that time, and that now I can do better. My future is filled with possibilities. My future is filled with new circumstances. I can allow myself this new programming. And I can allow myself to do better all the time. I completely forgive myself for anything I've done or anything I've failed to do. I forgive myself every single transgression. And I now have the new tools. I have gained more wisdom. I have the opportunity to be a better version of myself. And I know that the more I love myself, the more good I can do in the world. Setting myself free from the past ensures that I think better of myself, making it easier to do more good things. I love knowing others forgive me. I easily ask them for forgiveness. I easily forgive myself, which gives me the freedom to do better. I'm setting myself free, body, mind, and spirit. Now, when you're ready, just close your eyes and take another deep breath. Just relax into your mind and think about how you feel now. What is the number out of 100 that you feel towards forgiveness, forgiving yourself? How much forgiveness is in your vibration? And again, the first number that pops into your head is normally the right number. When you're ready, you can come back into the room. Would anybody like to share what their numbers were before and after the tapping? Yes, Eileen.
Before it was around 42%. Okay. And after it was between like 63, 73 for me.
Oh gosh, okay, so a nice big jump there. Well done, well done. And how did everybody find that? Did you find it good, or did you have no reaction? You can have no reaction to tapping. It's absolutely fine, I don't mind. It's just if you want to share. How did you get on, Cameron?
Well, I started breathing faster, not because of the tapping, not because of how hard it is, but to experience it, but as a group, I guess. But it was sort of like the group energy was making us a quick pathway to the energy points that were asking for help.
Uh-huh. I'm glad you picked up on the group energy. And I've started doing prayers at the end of each session for people in a group setting, because it is good to pray for other people while you're on your own. But as a group, I find the dynamic shifts completely, and I'm very sensitive to that energy as well. So I'm glad that you know. Well done. Very good. Thank you for sharing. And Sana, how did that go for you?
Yeah, I started at 85 and it went like, it was good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Thank you for sharing as well. Really, really good.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar with EFT, so.
Oh, are you? Okay. I haven't really done much of it at all because I'm
yeah.
Yeah. So you do it.
I use it in my work.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I am EFT practitioner myself.
Now, I should have been interviewing you today, and you should have led us through that.
It's my first time today here.
Yeah, it is. Welcome.
So yeah, I was like interested to see what are you doing here.
Yeah.
So yes, it was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, maybe we can ask you to help us with another session in the future. I'll private message you.
Yeah,
that would be lovely.
Fine.
Thank you. Yeah. Because we're just experimenting with EFT. Because my go-to and a lot of people's go-to is guided meditation. I find it's instant. I have massive results from that. But I think if I give EFT tapping a chance, I think it'll be a nice.
Yes. Well, the thing is also where I use it, I work with refugees. So I work with severe trauma. And if we have anything stored in the body and we start to tap, we might go and zip. And that is where the emotion starts to come up. The emotion, oh, I don't want to feel like this. No. But it might be just something that is stored within the body, because the body remembers absolutely everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but yeah, what might be interesting as well is matrix re-imprinting. It's wonderful for example, for future re-imprinting. Yeah, that is, look into that later.
Perhaps you will share that with us one Tuesday.
Yeah. It's literally we are working with a quantum field around us, and we can tap into those past lives, this life, the future selves, and all that.
Sounds very, very magical. Thank you. Good.
I actually have been using EFT for a while myself as well. And I found at the beginning when I was doing it, like I had to do a minimum of half an hour, like, in one round to really feel the effects. I didn't feel like the shorter bits were really helping me. And I would always do like a muscle test to kind of see what was helping me. Like, I don't know if you know Psych K at all, but it's like muscle testing to see certain
there's muscle testing like that, and then I know about kinesiology as well, when they
exactly
pulls your hand and your hand tells them what's going on. Yes.
And I kind of liked using those two together in the beginning just to kind of understand, like, I need more time tapping actually for it to really take an effect and do it for a longer period of time. And I also noticed in the beginning when I first did it, I was very resistant to it, and I wanted to stop, or I would start yawning, or I would like start looking elsewhere. It was just completely my body trying to not do it because there was so much resistance. And now I usually do it like a half an hour minimum to 45 minutes to an hour. And then I really feel better effects for a longer period of time.
Yeah, I'm also at this point that the EFT techniques that are in the mainstream, as a practitioner, you will learn more. And in a real session, we are going to use a little bit more deeper techniques there as well. So I've noticed that when I try to do just a regular EFT, it's nice, but I don't get that deep as I would go with a practitioner. So in EFT world, we swap. We regularly swap sessions with other practitioners. And I've noticed that only then I can go really, really deep. And also what the brain does is that very often when we start to tap into those traumas, the brain goes, oh my God, I do not want this. I don't want to go there. So there comes the resistance.
Yeah, the ego. I call it the
Yeah.
ego.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ego wants to keep you safe, and it wants to keep you on this earth. It doesn't care
Yeah.
if you're happy. It doesn't care if you got money in the bank. It doesn't care about anything like that. Just as long as you're safe, and that's all it wants to know. There's big resistance. So yeah, a lot of the people that I teach to connect to their higher self have that resistance as well. The ego goes, I don't know what this is. I'm not sure about it. I'm not having it. And then we have this resistance going on as well. So we have to overcome that. But it's quite good if we can recognize what's going on and then take steps to ensure that we overcome whatever the body is resisting, and make sure that it is good. There's good resistance and there's bad resistance. So yeah, very good. Joanne, are you still there? Are you finished eating your lunch? Did you want to share anything? She might not be there. Oh, there you are. Hello.
I'm here. This is really interesting. I'm still chewing and tapping.
Okay, no problem.
So thank you. Yeah.
No, of course. I'm glad that you're enjoying the experience. That's good.
Yeah.
I noticed Eileen has fallen off the call, but she often does, and then she'll come back in. She just sometimes has poor video connection, so we'll see her come back in a minute. Oh no, she says she has to go. She has 1% battery left on her laptop. Okay, so she'll come back in next week. All right, so the next part of today, I'd very much like to do some prayers for people that are struggling. And I would also like to go through the prayers for blessing food. But would anybody else like to share any prayers that they have for blessing food, or share anything that they have done speaking to water or food before they eat it? You don't have to. Yes, Sana? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I need to unmute myself. Yeah, I have the water crystal cards from Emoto. So what I do at home, I have a distiller. I distill all the water. And then as the water is distilled, I always use the cards. I put it underneath so that the water can really infuse with the picture. And also I speak to it. Whatever is in the card, I speak to it. Also, I just put the cards around the house as we have humidity. We have water in the air. So I just allow it to be soaked in the rooms, the energy from the cards. And I grow a lot of my own vegetables. So there is one card in that card deck that is sun, for sun. And I did put the card to the little plants, and they started to bend towards the card.
Oh my gosh, that is just amazing, isn't it?
I just had to take a photo. Can you see? The plants are actually bending towards the card, which that was lovely to see. But yeah, that's what I do with the water. I always use the cards to infuse the water.
Very good, very good. Anyone else want to share anything? Yes, Cameron.
Yeah, I recently started asking for help to bless the food and drink, and I found what I hear is that it's actually sometimes very difficult to bless certain foods. For example, fast food from a chain, and foods like very, very processed food, because they're not actually made. The intention for it to be nutrition for the human body is so distorted that it actually is difficult to connect with the love intention of the plant. So actually it's not very possible to offer the intention for it to become a blessed meal, because it's not ready for the yeah, I don't know too much, obviously, but it's just actually very difficult apparently to do that.
Yeah,
So,
the molecules to me in my mind, if I think about processed food, the molecules are disconnected, discombobulated, or whatever you want to call them. They're not original molecules. And my body for years has been rejecting anything like that. I haven't been able to eat fast food for a long time. I can't do any gluten or anything like that either. I can't do anything like that. It has to be all made from scratch. So yeah, I know what you mean. And I think when we were looking at those images earlier today of the molecules of water that looked all damaged, that's how fast food appears in my mind as well. I can't.
Definitely, it's how distorted it can become.
Yes.
And going into the Akashic records is there's another point that I was thinking of during that video. The companies that make the food, they carry their own karma and they have their own records.
Yeah.
And so even like a one product of food is basically like a storehouse of memory.
Yes. And
if the memory is created by the interactions with the people that take it in, as well as the producer. And if that interaction is mindless and lacking in love, then it can be like a very damaged relationship between person and the crystal inside.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And did you see the one water molecule that had been exposed to death metal music?
Yeah, that's what triggered this thought actually.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting because it was like almost like a circle, but so it's possible maybe with the right intention to create some kind of distorted guitar maybe that has a positive effect, but it's because of the listeners that listen to it and create that relationship and therefore create the memory of the music and the name heavy metal being perhaps negatively associated with certain things. Yeah. And that's why it can become a label that has a negative effect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just a potential idea there,
yeah. And then on a positive note, when I redid my kitchen, I thought this is the perfect opportunity because I really didn't like the kitchen before. Pulled out all the cupboards, pulled all the tiles off the wall, and then I wrote messages all over the plaster underneath. Lovely, lovely messages, very pretty messages, and very exciting things. So that when we put the kitchen back together, I mean, I don't know what the plasterer thought, but he just like, oh, okay, what's going on here? But it's all positive messages. And that kitchen is such a happy place. I can't tell you, it's just such a nice place. The meals that come out are just relaxed and easy, and just really love spending time in the kitchen now. So now I'm working on the bathroom. Well, I've got two bathrooms. One bathroom is just lovely, sunshiny. You can't believe the energy in there. And the other bathroom is just like forgotten and sad and everything. So I've started putting my messages around there to lift its spirits a little bit, see if it will come into the light. I think there's a lot to be said for these messages, but I have decided to get some of those cards, and I didn't even know they existed, Emoto cards, and I'll put them around the house because that's, I think, extra energy that I'm bringing into the house positive, not just my own handwriting, but extra blessings. That sounds very, very nice. Yeah, very good.
Like for sure that would influence the Akashic records of the house directly, so that it's
yes,
very positive. Yeah.
Yes, already I have quite a few visitors from time to time. Melchizedek, I've asked for some ashram energy to be in the house so that it feels like an ashram in here. And yeah, so I often feel during the day, even when I'm just on my own, I feel like really fun. Like I could do the funky chicken joy, but I won't tape that or do that because nobody really can unsee that. That would be bad. But for myself, I actually feel that energy just expanding in myself. And some crystals as well. I love crystals. Have you done something like that, Cameron?
Not sort of like more spiritual rather than physical. So like I'm looking at statues all around my my desk now, but not. And there's a picture of Radha Krishna, and there's Akashic cards. So I think you can easily connect this stuff with yourself. So it's kind of like extending your true self to the house.
Yes.
And then the feng shui, you have like a dragon, a guardian. So if you just ask for help with your angelic team, and they will just trigger the adjustment. It's like a small adjustment in color, or maybe just a note somewhere, and that will basically cause a resonance that's really magical.
Yes. And we were recently approached to have our home on as part of a film in Netflix, a new Netflix initiative. But of all the properties in Northamptonshire that they could choose from, they chose ours. And I was just wondering if there's like a little bit of fun energy going on that just caught somebody's eye and said, oh yeah, let's have that as the backdrop for the film. So that's going to be interesting when that ever comes out. So yeah, a bit of fun. I think that these energies do work, and I often do the blessings on the home. I don't know if any of you have watched Marie Kondo. She comes into everybody's home and blesses the home. Have you seen that? I don't know if she's a I would call her maybe a clutter clearer, or a person that comes in and organizes people's homes. But before she does everything, she blesses the home and thanks it for everything. Thank you to everybody for sharing today. So I'm going to share with you a small prayer for blessing the foods and drink before we eat it. I would say, dear God, I ask you to bless all the food and drink that each member of my family consumes, to be filled with your light and love, that we may enjoy good health. I also ask you to shield all that we eat and drink from harm or darkness. Thank you. Okay, now, does anybody have anybody that they would like to do a group prayer for? No, you're all okay. Yes, Joanne.
Could I be incredibly self-centered and ask for a group prayer for myself?
Yes, definitely. And we also have one of the other ladies on the Merkabah WhatsApp group has asked for some help there. So we're going to do that one as well. Anybody else? You were going to say something, Cameron?
Yes, it's perhaps a prayer, if possible, for the astral body collective of anyone that would be open to receive the prayer for basically peace on the astral plane and freedom from attacks. Yeah.
And freedom from attacks. I was quite aware of a recent attack because I had this disconnection. I thought, what's going on? So I checked in the records and they said, we're here. We just have got our hands full with a bit of an attack that's happening. I believe it was the Greys attacking. Did you get the same thing, Cameron?
I can't quite put my finger on it, so I just hope that offering the prayer will just provide answers to people who are going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Okay, I'm just looking for my prayer. Sorry, just 1 second. 1 second. Where's it gone? I was all organized, I promise, before this call. And then, here we go. All right, so when we're ready, let's just feel comfortable again, feel the earth beneath our feet and the chair at our back. Just breathe in again, beautiful earth energies just ground us and keep us centered and feeling activated. we would like to put a prayer forward for the beautiful souls, the magical souls that are in need of assistance. We have had the lovely Amy Rose recently asked for assistance, and she has been under a cover of darkness from low vibrational entity attack. We also have the lovely Joanne, who's asked for personal help from the group prayer. We, as always, would like to have the people of the Ukraine in our thoughts as they go through their traumas. And we would also like to ask for assistance for the Astral Body Collective and peace in the galactic plane, freedom from attacks. Dear Archangel Jophiel, Michael, dear Archangel Raphael and Uriel and Gabriel, please come together now. We ask Lord Metatron to oversee our prayer also and hear our request for assistance. We ask for help. We pray for all those who fear for tomorrow, that your spirit of comfort will draw near to them. We pray for all your precious children at risk and at fear, that you would hold and protect them. And we ask Archangel Jophiel to send your yellow ray of illumination into all those we've prayed for today, into their energy fields and systems, to release them from all heaviness, from all darkness, from negativity, from any discomfort that they are experiencing, so that they can all unchain themselves from their burdens and be reborn into the light. We thank you for always showing up to assist us when we ask for your help. Thank you. Amen. I do actually feel quite spacey after that. Just like there was quite a lot of energies coming in. It felt very, very beautiful. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to have a little rest after this call, I think. Just come back down to earth. But thank you so much, everybody, for sharing and for joining us today on Spiritual Hour. And I just want to say, Cameron, I believe you are doing a spiritual hour as well, aren't you? Would you like to invite everybody to that? Or, yeah.
A spiritual hour, did you say?
Yeah, or spiritual get together. I can't remember exactly what you called it.
Wow. I don't actually remember what I was saying about that, but what I may mean is that I guess it may have something to do with just group meditations that are going on. I don't actually know.
Oh, I just, sorry, in my memory banks you had something going on. I thought, oh, I must attend that, and then life took over. So I thought, if you tell us now, then more of us can come along and do group meditations. If you would like to lead one, just let us know.
Sure. Well, I guess the thing I may have said that may have been a memory is that I have this free healing that goes on.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what was appropriate to bring up. I don't know what was intended there, but yeah, basically it's just on my website. There's like anyone can ask for a healing, and it's just basically a ritual that you can do.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. What is your website? Please remind us.
Right, it's called kundagong.com. It's KUNDAGONG.com. And if you go into offerings, it says details about how you can reach out to this platform. It's basically a portal platform where you can reach out and receive a session of healing, reading, coaching, all that kind of stuff. And I think it works quite closely with Catherine, your group. I think there's quite a strong connection between the Kunigong portal and your Akashic Records reading soul group of readers.
Okay, good.
So yeah, I didn't think I would be bringing that up, but
yeah, sure
that it's just there for everyone.
Yeah, I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No worries. It's fine.
Okay, well done. Thank you, and thank you for sharing. It's been absolutely magical to see you all today. I know that a lot of people are on holiday, so I'm sure they'll be watching the replay later today or whenever they get back from holiday. And yeah, we'll see you next week, Tuesday. And perhaps Cameron, if you want to let me know some dates available where you'd like to share more about what you do, and Sana as well, would be really, really good. And Joanne, if you want to as well, yeah. So 3 people, that's really good. Next 3 Tuesdays. No, it's really good to hear from other people, their experience in their field, how they work, what they do, so that everybody in our group becomes more aware of what is possible, what's available, and then they can contact you directly if they need your services. So very, very good. Okay. Have a magical day, everyone. Have a magical week. And we'll
Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.